Tip Today, in association with Slattery's of Pecan, your main Peugeot dealer for over 50 years in the Premier County. Slattery'sGarage.ie.
Welcome along to Tip Today, 1800 938 007. Our free phone number won't cost you if you'd like to make a call to us. And Leanne is producing today. We're coming to you live from Pearse Street in Nina, and as ever it's great to be back here in Nina and bumping into all of our great friends. Coming up on the show this morning, Johnny Luby will join us in just a few moments' time. Deputy Ruth Coppinger will talk to us following her fox hunting bill that was brutally voted down in the Dáil. Councillor Shane Lee will talk to us about addiction. Alton Nesbitt has the gardening today, and our psychotherapist Johannes Berkery will join us as well. And needless to say, it being Friday, our Friday panel will unpack the hot topics of the week. All of that and more on the way. You can text and WhatsApp 083 311 3311. You can email tiptoday@tipfm.com. Let's have a look at the front pages of some of your newspapers. The Irish Daily Mail telling us that pensioners are taking advantage of a social welfare loophole that allows them to claim more money than they're entitled to. Now, a guy called John McKeown, who is Secretary General at the Department of Social Protection, is more concerned about pensioners than job seekers when it comes to welfare fraud. As a result of that, the Irish Independent, the lead story on the Indo today, Irish households are likely to save an even higher percentage of their disposable income over the next few years, according to the central bank. And it expects the savings rate to reach 15.9% by 2028. But the front of the Indo is dominated by a photograph of protesters lighting fires and hurling potatoes at riot police in Brussels yesterday as tensions boiled over at a demonstration against the EU's planned Mercosur trade deal. But Ursula von der Leyen told EU leaders the signing would be postponed to January, but it looks like that's going ahead anyway. The Irish Times and the lead story on the Times today, an increase in litigants engaging in disruptive and sometimes violent behaviour in court requires a crackdown on such conduct, the President of the High Court has said, warning that this behaviour could result in criminal prosecution. Also on the Times today, tighter budgets and squeeze on unplanned spending increases in the coming years are in prospect as the government prepares to unveil its medium-term fiscal and structural plan later on today. I can't wait for that. I'm sure you'll be the same. And finally, a look at the Irish Examiner and the lead story on the Examiner today. Road safety campaigners have slammed the government for a damaging U-turn on what they say is critical reform of the Road Safety Authority. And also reading on the Irish Examiner today that cocaine is continuing to pour into the country to feed the Christmas party market after Gardaí and Customs made another major haul of the drugs. And that's a look at what's making headlines on some of your newspapers today. If you want to make comment on any of that, again, text WhatsApp 083 311 3311. It's time for Johnny Luby. Morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Fran, and good morning to the listeners of Tipperary.
God, you're sounding very calm and benign today. Is that because you're sitting in my chair?
Yeah. Come here a minute. This is talk about me being calm. What about John McGrath, the famous Tipperary hurler, getting married today? I said to him, you'll be under pressure. And he said, listen, you don't know what pressure is, man. When you play against Cork, Clare, Waterford and Limerick full back line and the Kilkenny full back that, he said, that is savage pressure. He said, this thing, he said, I'm taking it in my stride. So heartiest congratulations to them both and the best wishes for the future.
Fantastic indeed. Now, speaking of the GAA, do you want to start with what's happening this weekend, Johnny? I think, is that it?
That's right, yeah, Fran. Upper Church Drumbain, of course, they carried the light for Tipperary this weekend. They played the All-Ireland semi-final of the Premier Intermediate Hurling in Portlaoise on Sunday. They played Danesfort, who are the Kilkenny champions. Both of them had the same colour jerseys, black and amber, so they tossed for it, and Upper Church Drumbain retained theirs. I don't know what colour Danesfort are now, but it's going to be a huge game, Fran. It's huge up around the church and the hills and around Drumbain and the neighbouring parishes. I mean, like, for a team to get to an All-Ireland semi-final, it's unbelievable, and the very best of luck to them. I just wrote a few lines about it where I said in Portlaoise, Upper Church Drumbain, they hold centre court. In the All-Ireland semi-final, they play Danesfort. They represent Tipperary, North, South, the Mid and the West. From all in the Premier, we wish them the very best. I have no doubt sure the hills will be ablaze, as out on this wonderful pitch we certainly gaze. We sincerely hope that you make your mark. The prize for the winners is Fame Crow Park. For the victory, yes, you are only 1 hour away. Please God, the church can do it on the day. So we wish good luck to all of them. And don't forget to tune in to Paul. He'll be on Tip FM.
Mike, you're going to have to put a book together of all of those scribblings.
yeah, Fran.
But you've done so many of them over the years, John.
Yeah. Jeez, how long am I on now?
Oh, too long.
Yeah, I must look at the wage packet till I see have I the 1.5% paid actually since I don't know, it is on a long time, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant altogether. And the under 21
that's right,
what's happening there, Johnny?
Yeah, in the under 21A semi-finals we have Golden Kilfeacle, my own parish, take on the might of Holy Cross Ballycahill. That match is in Bench on Sunday next, please God, around 1 o'clock. Golden Kilfeacle have a nice team, but Holy Cross Ballycahill, they look superb against the Sarsfields last Sunday evening in the rain below in Feathertown Park, which is a magnificent venue, and that. But Golden Kilfeacle have maybe 10 or 12 of the players that have Harty Cup medals, and look, I've no doubt they're possibly, they would say themselves, maybe in bonus territory, as are Holy Cross Ballycahill, because they came through a tough mid-campaign. But it promises to be a great game. But I suppose for Golden Kilfeacle, look, Fran, all we can do is do our very best on Sunday, please God, and the best of luck to all the lads. The other semi-final then is between Borrisalee and Ballingarry. That game is in Cashel. Borris look very good against the Silvermines, especially in the second half, so it promises to be a wonderful occasion. Cashel and Bench on Sunday next. Macarkey, of course, your old parish, they defeated Lockmore, which is a huge surprise in the under-21 football B semi-final or B final, and now they take on I don't know who they're actually taking on. I can't even read my own bloody writing.
Are they playing Arlo?
Oh, there, yeah. Jez, how did you know that now?
You see, look, I'm like an oracle here.
Oh, Christ, I don't know where my pieces of note. I didn't buy else pocket, but anyway, yeah, they do take on Arlo, and look, Fran, 'tis all systems go in the football as well for my Kerky Boroughs, but fair play to them. Look, they've got this far, and the best of luck to them. I can't forget the Borlahan Duella car draw. It's on during January, but as we often say here, look, 3 for €50. Get your tickets any place, but there's a bit of a bonus ball, 0 alcohol above in Lacey's, so you can kick on with Tony when you see him. We have to congratulate the new PRO, Michael Quinlan from the Silvermines. He beat our man and Thomas Barrett. Our man was Brian Fogarty. Put up a great vote, really. He was beaten by 20 odd votes in the end, but the best of luck to Michael Quinn from the Silvermines and Thomas Barrett and Brian Fogarty. Well done to them. They all would have made tremendous PROs, but look, that's the way it goes. That's why we have this voting and all of that. I was talking to a well-known man there lately, Mr. Tim Floyd. And we were talking about houses and rural families and the GA in decline and having to join up with other parishes and all of that. And Tim made a very valid point when he said, he said the small houses had huge families. Yeah. And the big houses have only one in the family. So, it's important that Dear one says, should the women keep breeding? But that's neither here nor there, Fran. I haven't said now, haven't I?
Oh, Lord, he's trying to get me into trouble again.
In the rugby, Fran, defeats for Nina, Ormond and Cashel, only by a couple of points here and there. And Clonmel had a big victory for a senior club. Munster won last weekend, but they were not impressive. And Leinster and Connacht win. Ulster were beaten. But tonight we have the big game there on Tina G between Leinster and Ulster. And of course, then Stevens is there, a sellout crowd in Thomond Park for the usual game between Munster and Leinster. Tomorrow, Fran, in Tullis, starting at 12 o'clock, we have that wonderful race meeting. It's the biggest day of the year. It's probably one of the biggest days around Ireland for a rural racetrack like Tullis, who are in a small bit of bother during the year, but people have rallied to the cause, and they'll have a huge crowd there tomorrow. Get there on time. The facilities are huge, Fran. You can have soup and sandwiches, tea and sandwiches, a bit of dinner, or whatever the case may be, but the facilities are fantastic, with firm ground all over the place for the many people that will arrive there with the youngsters and all of that.
And in the Greyhounds, Johnny, what's
oh yeah, Fran, in the Greyhounds. You heard of that famous family from Rose Green, the Cormac's?
I did. I know them well.
Look, it's like the mafia. You have Roundy, you have Jimmel Fixit, you have Skippy, you have Lamb. Of course, you have the great Hennessy who resides in Galbally and gives the Limerick lads tugs of it. He's the only blue and gold flag flying in Galbally when Tipperary are playing. But himself and Ferry and Darren Burdens had a winner last weekend in Clonmel, now qualified for Powerstown Park, please God, in February. But Darren will be listening to Ferry tell a story, and he's a great man at telling stories. So Darren called the Greyhound Tell On Ferry. So anyway, I said the celebrations were good, you know what I mean. They celebrated over in that lovely Rose Green. They had the trials. They had won the trial stake. They're qualified for Clonmel. The following is the truth as best I can tell. They went to Glenworth and Fermoy as the rains came teeming down from the sky. The weather it was indeed very scary, but victory it came to Darden and the Ferry. Davy Flanagan, the trainer, is top class, it's true. She won by lengths, that I tell you. Tell On Ferry is the bitch's name. She is bred in the purple for the Greyhound game. I wish you the best. Powerstown Park is now the abode. It comes from me, Johnny Luby. Where do I live, Fran? On the Fourpenny Road.
Oh, that's brilliant. But you have to put a book together.
Yeah, but Fran, years ago, you see, there was a big match between the two parishes there, Cashel, Kincormacs and Rose Green. So it was now, of course, Ferry be brought in front of the stewards and the whole lot. He had a bet on himself to score a goal against the famed Kilcormac. So the ball came in on you, and Ferry double pulled on it and buried it in the back of the net. And the big heading was on the Nationalist was, the crowds they roared when Ferry scored.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant.
So
you wanted to thank people for all their support of charities over the years.
That's right, Jeff. Yeah. Especially during this year, like, they've been absolutely fantastic. When one looks at the light up Nina last weekend, friend, the crowd was absolutely huge. A sincere thanks to everybody who at the North Tipperary Contractors Association. They raised, Fran, over 50,000. Unbelievable in a tractor run, and the youngsters there, and they staring at the lights on the tractors, and Santa Claus is here, there and every place else. It was a wonderful to get to raise those funds. But any funds at all, Fran, whether it is €500 like the Raceway in Rose Green, whether it is the Douala Association with their tractor running care, or the one in Cashel, or all over the place, they're all greatly appreciated by the various charities, you know. And look, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody, and especially the guards who have done their time on the streets last Sunday night, especially in Nina there with youngsters and that. You have to be very, very careful. So look, hey, thanks to everybody concerned.
For sure. You know, Deputy Michael Murphy was on to us, and he is extending an invitation to you to come to Leinster House for a fact-finding mission, and then Michael says he can then report back to a tip today. So there you go.
Tell him I'll meet him in John Herney's in Clara, and there we'll conduct the business of the day. But mentioning Michael Murphy, and I hope he's listening, and the other 4 or 5 TDs out there, Fran, I have a thing.
Oh, you're not going to start another?
No, I'm not. No, but I honestly believe, you see, I'm on the 0-0 stuff now.
Yeah.
And that's why
I believe you, John.
Yes, Fran. That's why I need the lads, Shawnee in the bridge will tell you, Trevor will tell you, I'm on the 0-0 for the moment. But I think that the 0-0 should be only half price, Fran.
I agree with you.
I mean, it's $5.50.
Well, that's not Michael Murphy's fault.
But he's in the doll. The government don't, and he's in the government, and the government don't give two hoots, because when you have $5.50 for a pint of 0-0 and $5.50 for the same pint, a real pint, I mean, sure, there has to be something wrong. Give the drivers a chance in this day and age.
Right, but I presume the companies will tell you it costs the same amount to make the 0-0 as it does the rail deal, as they say.
Fran, look, we have to start someplace.
Right.
And if I tear in with yourself and herself and 2 or 3 others and I'm the designated driver, just give me a chance. Don't put me on the water or the orange or 7-Up or any of them things.
Yeah, but sure, that's expensive too. So.
It is, yeah, but like, hey, I've no doubt now, look, we'll start it up, Fran, and that is it. And of course, Fran, another bugbear of mine that's getting on my nerves when I talk to small employers is this 1.5%. That's going to drive the cost of living to the clouds. You look at a transport person there that's involved in transport and has maybe 15 or 20 lads working for him. He now has to come up with the 1.5% for each one of them, which could come to about maybe €400 or €500 a week.
What, that's auto-enrolment you're talking about,
that thing.
Oh.
Which is the same bloody thing we're talking about.
Trying to follow what you...
Yeah, it's the same thing we're talking about. Like, you just say a transport company, like, they have to do it now for their employees. So as a result of that, then they will have to charge extra to the supermarkets and the whole lot, because it is costing them more money to do this. The supermarkets will have to rise their costs as well, because they have to do it for their employees, and the fact that he has been delivered in by the transport people. This is going to drive the thing sky high.
It is, but sure, they'll tell you we have an ageing population. We won't be able to afford pensions in the long term, so we have to do something about that. So that's what...
How much are they putting in themselves, the government?
Oh, well, they're not putting anything into it, I suppose, are they?
I think, well, they will be. Or they'll have to.
No, it's the companies that will be.
No, the government have to give something as well. I'm nearly certain of it. But you see, what are they giving only our money? It is a case of live horse and you'll get grass. That's what I think about this 1.5%. I think, look, you must remember this, Fran, we'll finish it on this, that if an employee has, just say, take home €500 and he's only barely surviving between mortgages and paying a car, insurance and the whole lot, he now won't be taking home €500. He's now be taking home roughly $492.50.
Right.
So he's down $750 immediately.
Well, the guy who's taking... Yeah, but he has the benefit, though, of, squirreling away a few bob.
That's my point. That's live horse and you'll get grass. Have they a choice in it? I don't think they have.
Well, you have an opt-out. Yeah, you have an opt-out.
Oh, Jesus. Now, what about myself with Tip FM? What am I on?
Well, you see, we're guaranteeing you a pension. We're guaranteeing you a pension.
Oh, Christ, Fran, stop.
Did you want to pass on sympathies, Johnny, to everybody, I suppose?
Yeah, of course.
When all the families out there.
Yeah, when one hears of the deaths, we say roughly 182 or 3 people out there killed on our roads during the year 2026 or 2025. Now, Fran, there's 360 days in the year, and the amazing thing about it is that's one every 2 days. Yeah. It is frightening to think that, and look, my heart sympathies to everybody who lost loved ones during the year, but especially to the people of the tragic road accidents around the country. For the Gardaí, Fran, to go to somebody's door, I don't think they have been trained for this in Templemore or whatever.
I can't imagine what that is like.
It is frightening to get a knock on the door at 2 o'clock in the morning and you have to tell somebody the bad news. My heart goes out to everybody, to people concerned receiving it, and to the Gardaí for the people involved in relating that. It is unbelievable that now Superintendent Eddie Golden was on during the week talking about drink driving, drug driving, and of course speed as well. We have to take everything into account, and that's myself included, Fran, and that's why I've gone on the 0-0, and look, hopefully I'll stay on it and that's it. Yeah, of course, Fran, you were talking then during the week of the memorials on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I think they're brilliant insofar as that they do serve as a huge reminder to all road users that there was a tragic accident here. That's the way I look at it. And 99 times out of 100, when I see it, I just say, Lord have mercy on that person, whoever it is. I don't think.
So you think they shouldn't be banned?
I don't think they should be banned. They serve as a reminder, Fran.
Yeah.
You know, and that you see it yourself when you're going up to Nina there this morning, or you're coming back down, you'll see it on the side of the road, and what can you do? But it is a reminder.
Yeah, the TII are pushing this, and I think they're talking about, safety risks as being their primary concern there.
Johnny, listen, they have to justify themselves anyway. They'll always come up with something, won't they? When we know ourselves that the roads are in a scandalous condition.
Yeah.
They're talking about bypassing Tipperary. A chap asked me last night, was it in the Bridge House, when do you think Tip will be bypassed? I said, Tip will never be bypassed. I said, for God's sake, stop the lights, will you? I said, if it is, I said, it won't be in our lifetime anyway. But, of course, Fran...
Well, there's plans to do it, in fairness. There's plans
everything is in the thing. It's like the Minister for Health. Everything is in
you're very grumpy today,
I am,
Johnny,
yeah. Look, I am. Well, yeah. But anyway,
you're going to be back. You're going to be back with us on Christmas Eve. Will you be in better form at that?
I probably will, yeah. Come here a minute. This is, of course, Micheál Martin. I was under savage pressure.
I knew you were going to get
to
poor old Micheál, yes.
Yeah, savage pressure during the week. How, in the name of God, to this day, didn't he listen to his... He has 14 or 16 ADCOMs working with him, and every one of them is on a couple of thousand a week. And to say that he couldn't listen to them, that'll just go to show...
These are his advisors you're talking about, is it? Yeah.
Well, should have the same thing we're talking about, really. But, he won't listen to any of them. I don't know what he even wants them for. And then when the thing hits the fan, he absconds over to Europe and gone off then to say thanks to the lads who are trying to get peace, whatever it is. And he's not there to face the firing squad. I think it's an absolute scandal the way that Jim Gavin was parachuted into all of this, and all the top class lads that are in Fianna Fáil and wanted to go and couldn't go. The same thing in Fine Gael. They had your man down there in Kerry, a top class man. GA's played in 32 counties.
Sean Kelly,
Sean Kelly, top class guy. He'd have waltzed in. And Mairead McGuinness. But anyway, look, listen, who's listening to me this morning, Fran?
Do you know, I figured it out, Johnny. I know why you're so grumpy. It's the 0-0.
Yeah. Actually, Trevor came up with a good idea. He said, you should bring in...
Trevor in Sir Rowlands.
Yeah, you should bring in, he said, a tin of Andrews. And he said, I'll give you a spoon in the glass every time you come up. But anyway, Fran, to probably be cheaper. The 0-0 at $5.50 a pint and an ordinary pint at $5.50. I mean...
We'll have to start a campaign, Johnny.
Yeah, Ferry actually filled the cup with 0-0.
Yeah, well, we know that Michael Murphy is listening this morning, so do you want to tell him that he should bring this up in the Dáil?
He should certainly do it in some form or another. And of course, you have that other person on after me, Ruth Coppinger.
Ruth Coppinger, yes.
All I'd say is this, friend, far be it from somebody in Dublin to tell somebody in Tipperary what to do with their pastimes, or any other county out there. They have enough of problems above in Dublin without she getting involved in this, because she was probably never at a hunt or anything else. I've been up on the hills of Upper Church Drumbain, around Bench, around Golden, around Ballingarry, around Fedot, wonderful areas, and the respect that they have for property and their own horses, and the way that it's an old tradition.
You see, I could see you up in the horse now with the red jacket on you and going, tally ho, tally ho.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Johnny. Look after yourself.
Mind yourself coming back from Nina, and we shall see you, please God.
See you on Christmas Eve, Johnny.
Right,
thanks very much indeed. The bound Johnny Luby there from the Fourpenny Road. All right, let's take a break back in just a moment.
Tip FM's Tip Today.
With Slattery's Garage, Puckon. Main Peugeot dealers in the Premier County. And now stocking the full range of the luxury French car brand DS Automobiles. Book your test drive today with Slattery's Garage, Puckon. See slatterysgarage.ie.